Mama always said I had a guardian angel. Everyone's got one, she said when she tucked me in. They're God's way of looking after us. Maybe hers was busy the day of the accident. I don't got any other family, it's always been just Mama and me. So, the nice lady who's my worker said I had to live with a new family. They'll take care of me, just like Mama did. It was crowded there. I shared a room with two girls who were here first. They called me mean names and said I have to do what they say, 'cause I'm younger. I told the lady we live with, but she just rolled her eyes. She said I needed to toughen up, 'cause life isn't fair. I didn't know what else to do, so I prayed. I prayed all night. I asked my guardian angel to do something. Maybe I wasn't praying right because he didn't show up. The other girls got meaner and meaner. They cut my hair and told the lady I did it, so I got punished. They stole the notebook my worker gave me and read it, then said I was a wuss for missing Mama. Every time something happened, I prayed that my angel would help, but he didn't. One day, we were playing outside. The other girls climbed a tree. I love climbing trees, so I followed. But they said it was a secret club, and I wasn't allowed. They pushed me. I don't remember the next bit too good. There was screaming, and my head hurt. I couldn't open my eyes, and I was crying for my mama, but I don't know if anyone heard. The next thing, I was floating, and a deep voice told me not to go to sleep. He kept asking me questions, about school, my class, what I liked to watch on TV, and I was annoyed because I just wanted to be left alone. That memory goes in and out, and then it stops. The next thing I remember is being in a bed with white sheets and a machine that beeped. My worker was there, and her eyes were wet when she hugged me. She told me I had a bad fall, but things were going to be okay. I needed to stay in the hospital a while to get well, and she'd be there for me. I asked if I had to go back to that house when I was better, and she got a worried look. "You don't have to go back," she said. "We'll find other arrangements." Later, I found out the foster house burned down. The two girls and lady were inside. The police said it was bad wiring. But the neighbors said they saw something through the windows before the fire started. It looked like a wheel of fire, with a bunch of wings and eyes. Guinea pig. The scientist led me and another man into the booth. On the desk were a set of buttons marked 1 to 10. "Gentlemen, take a seat," he continued, holding his clipboard. "The buttons in front of you are connected to electrical wires, which in turn are connected to a test subject on the opposite side of this partition. We will administer the electrical shocks on a gradient from 1 to 10. So you mean we just hit the buttons and get paid?" My test partner said. He was a hefty man with a head like a pockmarked bowling ball. "Correct, now proceed." Without hesitation, the man slammed his ham hock of a fist on red button number 1. "Now your turn," the porcelain-browed scientist said to me. I pressed, and a muffled yelp came from the other side. My partner hit number 3. Easy as pie. A dim memory from an old sociology class appeared in my mind. This was the Milgram experiment developed after World War II to measure obedience in the face of an authority figure. "I'm out," I said. "Please proceed." No way was I ending up on YouTube for all my friends to see I was some cowardly, heartless bastard. My test partner continued smashing the buttons, and now the yelps turned into full-throated screams. "Please, you have to stop. They're killing me. It's a trick." For the first time, my test partner paused, his hand hovering over number 7. It was marked lethal, "Do not push." I'm not gonna get in trouble for this, am I? No. Proceed. 7, 8, 9. The screams next door grew even louder. Finally, he hovered over 10. The scientist nodded, and Pumpkinhead pressed it. All was now silent across the divide. The scientist stood and shook our hands. Gentlemen, if you'd go to the exit. We were taken through the partition. A man was slumped over a table, wisps of smoke floating from his charred skin and the smell of fried bacon in the room. Wait. My test partner said. You said I wouldn't get into trouble. On the contrary, you passed. A captain in military fatigues entered. Please follow me. He was put in an army truck with a group of new recruits holding rifles. There's been a mistake, I said, the Milgram experiment. Very astute, the scientist said. 2 security guards took me under each arm and into a waiting room full of huddled, shaking men. What the hell is going on? I said to a man kneeling on the ground. You failed. You're a guinea pig now. But the same 2 burly security personnel entered and took the first guy in the queue. The door ajar, me and the other subjects watched as they attached the electrodes to him and strapped him down to the table. The first jolt lit him up, and the distant lull of the scientist's voice from the other side of the partition sounded. Proceed. The Devil's Itch. Do you recognize this, Mia? Asked Detective Lewis. Do you know who wrote this, Hello, Mia? He clicked his fingers in front of her face, but all she could think about was the intense itching. She could hear the detective speaking quite clearly, and she could see the letter he was frantically waving in front of her, but the dribble on her chin and the continuous blank stare said it all. Even if she could reply, she'd have no idea what to tell him. The detective loudly huffed and placed his hands on his hips in pure annoyance, then passed the letter over to the doctor. Do you believe in God, doctor? Asked the detective. Excuse me. Do you believe in God? I am a man of science, but, yes, I do. Why? Well, if you believe in God, then you must believe in the devil, right? He asked, gesturing towards the piece of paper. With a confused frown, the doctor adjusted his glasses and began reading the letter, that was actually a print out of an email sent to Mia. Choose a white room that has a mirror and gives you plenty of space to fall onto the floor. Lay down pillows and blankets in the direction you would be landing to avoid injury. Successful attempts have only been known to occur during the dark hours. The number 3 should be written on your body somewhere. Arms should be placed across your chest with your hands out flat and palms down towards you. The participant is to stand as still as possible for 10 seconds, in complete silence and with their eyes closed. Proceed to take 3 deep breaths, open your eyes, then say these words clearly and with pure feeling. I wish to leave this world behind, I offer to you my heart and mind, you can take my soul, but not my face, now fly me to another place. The participant is then to fall backwards keeping their eyes closed. An itching sensation may occur. Failed attempts will be clearly obvious and successful ones even more so. I hope to see you soon. I'm sorry, detective, said the doctor. I honestly don't know what to say, maybe try one of the other patients. Someone is bound to respond eventually, right? Detective Lewis tightly pinched his lips together and shook his head in disbelief. There were 32 other people with the same symptoms. He huffed again, then asked him to take Mia back to her room and to bring in the next patient. As Mia's wheelchair began its journey back, a single tear ran down her cheek, and she began to wonder just how long it would take before the itch that covered her entire body from head to toe, the itch she would never, ever be able to scratch, would actually take to kill her mind.